country we refuse to put on hold. We have legislation that's being introduced. There's a lot of restriction because no less than the Catholic Church is against it. Grow and populate, di ba? That's basically the mode of the day. Now, okay, well and good. If that's what we want to do, leave it at that. Let's leave that subject as a different subject. But right now, when you have a population that is growing, now we're going to 100 million, if not more. We're going to require more land. So the virgin forest, we're going to have to take over. We have to plant more. We need more food. So kukunan na naman natin yung mga areas na hindi dapat natin ginagalaw. Hey, case in point, La Mesa Dam. You brought it up earlier.
Yes.
These people who are complaining, say, may dokumento ko, pwede ako tumira dito. I mean, I don't understand the idiocy of all these people claiming a legal right to an area that is supposed to be 100% biodiversity, di ba? You're not supposed to live beside that area. You're gonna, eventually, a consequence of that is Laguna de Bay.
And you upset.
Siltation, bumagsak na. You've upset the balance. Nagbagsakan ng lupa, tumaas ang lupa sa ilalim ng tubig Laguna de Bay, bumaha, namatay pa yung mga isda. Parang gano'n nangyari, nagka-pollution. And yet these people on TV and in the press saying, hey, I have a right to live there. Here's my legal document. I sit there watching TV and watching the news report and I say, gee, these guys are total idiots. They're not even supposed to be there to begin with. Correct me if I'm wrong, but where do you stop that?
Well, you know, the other side of the coin is there is lack of appreciation, lack of knowledge on the part of the people themselves.
Who live there?
Yes, what this is all about. They seem to me, again, you're the scientist, you both are the scientists. To me, it seems that first we have to educate the people who are supposed to appreciate what they have. Diba? Alright, so let's take the upland farmer. He doesn't know anything about biodiversity.
Slash and
All
burn.
he knows is slash and burn. Kaingin
Charcoal.
na. Yun ang gusto niya. Yun ang kailangan niya mabuhay. So, even if he sees, for example, the example you gave is bugnay. The tree. If he sees a tree, bugnay, ay bugnay lang yan eh. Saging lang yan eh. Kakanin. Pag namunga yan, kumain tayo ng saging. Namunga ang papaya, kunin ng papaya. Ganun ba lang yun?
Hindi. I'll explain to you. No? Ang importante siguro is we understand things why they happen that way.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, first, before, there are many ways why a biodiversified area has been destroyed. One, because of greed and lack of appreciation. Second, lack of education. Third, poverty. Fourth, it is a natural consequence of evolution.
Don't leave out the governments.
Ito na nga eh. Pagdating doon sa greed at saka sa lack of appreciation, dito pumapasok dapat ang government.
Political na yan.
Dapat gumagawa ka na rito ng mga policies, laws.
Yung regulatory.
Regulatory ka. Number two, yung education, bata pa dapat, tinuturuan mo na what these things are. The importance of environment.
Do we have biodiversity in DepEd?
No,
Do we teach the kids already the importance of it?
It's part of science, I think.
It's already part of science, is it?
Yes.
So
Part
there
of
is
science
konti
subject.
na. Or they still call it climate change? Or they just call it environment?
Environment, I think.
Environment.
Yeah.
But you see, that
Actually,
is,
hindi nila nakikita talaga kung saan nakalagay ang biodiversity. That's why every time we attend the corporate social responsibility event, we're saying that biodiversity is part of the environment and natural resources sector. But focusing more on the biological resources.
Ang DNR ba naiintindihan biodiversity? I bet they don't either.
No.
I cannot answer that. How can we even begin to address it if even people in government still don't understand the meaning of biodiversity?
But the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, they have a bureau that caters to biodiversity.
well,
What they call forestry.
No, the Protected Area and Wildlife Bureau,
the IPAS.
the PAUB.
Okay. But that also means you have to focus on a certain trust of that educational trend, no? Unless you focus really on biodiversity, the appreciation is different. Biodiversity, hindi, science lang yan, general science lang yan. Ganun ang tingin eh.
How important is it anyway that it should take a priority in today's life? Should it be #1 priority?
Yes, I think it's very much important.
So it's just a priority as much as finding out whether we're going to hold Saturday or Monday a holiday. We should prioritize it just as much.
Yeah, definitely. Ako ang approach ko, no? What I see there, as I told you, yung 4 factors. Yung natural evolution, wala kang magagawa ron eh. For 5 era, di ba? Nag-iba-ibang mukha ng tao, nawala ibang animals, everything. Pero yung poverty, that's the biggest,
It stays, no?
problem. As you mentioned, an upland farmer does only the one thing. They have to survive. They have to eat 3 times a day. Where to find it?
Yes.
Buy time. Dito sa bundok, kailangan kong putulin to. Gawin kong ulin para mapera ko. Di ba? Ito ngayon yung concept. Sabi ko, the government is answering the how. When you see that a mountain or a place is denuded, the solution is let's plant trees.
Dapat.
The forest.
But have you answered really the main problem? As long as you have poverty therein, you do not give livelihood to these people.
Because they will not reforest.
They will reforest, but they will cut it again. Kasi yun ang life nila, the wood itself. Sabi ko nga, kung ang puno mo, if your tree is the main source of your income, they put it into a charcoal, they will cut it and make it into charcoal. But when the fruits or the leaves or any part of it is of use, they can't care for that because they will live from it, they can sell it.
What you're saying is there must be the best alternative. Yeah. So
who provides all this education? Should it be the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity? Should it be
no, it's
DNR?
government. It's government.
No, but government has to still take a lead from the academia. The people who study it, the Center for Biodiversity. You should take the lead then and advise DNR and vice versa the executive grouping in this government.
Well, I think the government has a role. First, in regulatory things. But the corporate people should have a big role here. Because they have the capacity to think.
They should take the lead.
Take the lead always.
Because they have the money, they have personnel, but they have the technology.
So how bad is it? What is the situation with corporate social responsibility in these big corporations that we have? Manila's top 1,000 corporations. Do they actually practice biodiversity or don't even have an understanding in their corporate social responsibility?
Maybe in the Philippine, because we're a regional center, no?
Yes.
I just want to clarify that the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity is a regional center. So we caters with the ASEAN regions. Yes, with the 10
members. Yeah.
But here in the Philippines,
11 na tayo, ASEAN.
it's 10.
10
Yeah. But
Burma, no? Burma, ano yung isa yung
Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
And then dito po sa Pilipinas, mostly ang kanilang CSR, I think, is more on yung usual corporate social responsibility on environment, say what? Coastal cleanup, tree planting, basic waste segregation, something like that, but not really on going into the biodiversity.
What should we then ask for corporate social responsibility? First, I have an officer for CSR as well as a police for biodiversity, a biodiversity police inside the CSR department of the corporations.
I think every corporation should design something which is related to their business and think of it as a profitable venture.
So the word is my profit then.
Profit.
Hindi charity.
No. It should always be profit. Even for the people in sa upland. I'll give you an example what we did in our situation. What we did, we planted bignay, different kind of trees. Not only bignay, we have kalumpit, big trees. Our concept is plant the short-term crops, medium-term, and long-term crops. Then we tell the people, when you plant this, in 2.5 years' time, you're going to harvest. Like for bignay, we will buy it to you for 30 pesos per kilo, and in a tree could harvest 10 kilos, so you have 300 pesos per tree, and then times 100 trees, you have 30,000 pesos a year. So yun yung unang concept. While doing that, meron kami pinatanim na ganyan, luya naman, ginger, we finance them, and then from the harvest, gross harvest, 50-50 tayo.
Bibilin mo.
Bibilin ko
para
siya.
Sigurado.
So that's only 2 months. 2 months and a half.
Ilan lang yung buwan siya pa-harvest. So meron siyang kinikita.
Cash crop.
Cash crop siya. Tapos meron kami ngayon yung mga big trees to plant. Ang concept namin, habang bumubungay ang kalumpit, ina-harvest mo. Pero ito, after 40 years,